I want to go ahead and thank you for joining me today as I start this segment about my patron program that I have with both of my podcasts. I have a total of two. The first one is Surviving Your Journey Towards Success. The other one is Nichel Anderson Short Stories and Beyond. Content access that focus on my topics that I bring up either from social media that I've already posted. So pretty much you can get exclusive access to interviews that I have for guests coming on, and then also access to my other podcast, which is the Nichel Anderson Short Stories and Beyond. If you go to my podcast homepage here, it's Nichel Anderson 7.podbean.com, and of course I will have links to all of the places that I'm mentioning, and you will see the breakdown of those levels, and you will also get an example of my bonus short stories that I did publish underneath this podcast, just to give you an idea what you would be able to experience when you sign up for the premium level. You will also have access to free consultation, about an hour. Usually that costs more, half an hour with me about dollars if I'm not doing a free. Most of the first 30 minutes is free. Thereafter it's $25 per increments of 30. But you would get a free consultation, and that could be talking about your career, which in the corporate world it can get very complicated. You need someone to be able to listen to that. But for the most part, that particular level, with those levels, you get that access. You get access to bonus live events that I might have during that month. And so you will be able to be invited, not the general public. So again, take a look at that. Consider to go to the next level. Look that over. Go to that website and take a look at that. My next podcast is Nichel Anderson Short Stories and Beyond. So with this particular one, it's stories that I love to write. It has a patron program that's tied to the patron page at patreon.com/Nichel Anderson. That is spelled P as in Paul, ATREON.com/Nichel Anderson. With this particular one, just like as my other one, I will release that weekly every Monday by 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And this particular podcast, Nichel Anderson Short Stories and Beyond, that homepage is located on Spreaker. That's S as in Sue, Preaker. Okay, so with this particular podcast, the patron link is located on my patron page, which again, I will have a link for that. What you would get when you sign up, and the level there starts like $3. My other podcasts start at a different pay level, mainly because I'm mostly talking about your career, your personal life. You also get tied into my cultural projects that I'm doing, like the Mole or the Dawn of the New Day and future cultural events. So you kind of get the whole bucket over there. So that price levels are different on that podcast, right? But on this podcast of mine, which I only have two, Nichel Anderson Short Stories and Beyond, you would get just starting at $3. You can cancel anytime on any one of my patron premium level podcasts. You can cancel any time on both of them. Okay. Now for this one, the short stories podcast, you can start at $3. You get rewards. So some of the things you can get is basically more complete short stories. Now this podcast, most of it is considered a paid patron platform. So I will release clip of a clip, pretty much, or a clip of the short story that I'm releasing. If you're a paid patron, you get the full story, the full short story for that week. If you're not and you're seeing it on a free platform that I will post out weekly, then you're getting the short version of that short to encourage you to take a chance. You could do it for a month and get access to the full stories that month. So you get more of the complete short stories, and you will get exclusive interviews access, as well as a private invite to be interviewed, also access to future production merchandise. You and as well, you as a character, you could pick a character name. I could take that and work with that into a future short story. You also could be able to read for a character, and we can record it and also have an opportunity to do it live. Now, who don't want to do that? Wouldn't that be fun? If you never did that before, this is your opportunity to be able to experience that. And next, you will be able to get access to be behind the scenes when I'm doing the film production, the independent film productions, gearing up for the Prestige Return of Molay stage play. You want to be a patron by then. I mean, do it now, so when I make that announcement, you're already in. And I have limited how many that I want to be able to have that backstage access. It will have so it will be so many things going on. It would be like a party nonstop once we announce it. It's so many people looking forward to that, has been waiting for that. The Prestige Return of Malay stage play. You want to be it would be energetic. Oh my goodness. You got to sit back and really think, I'm gonna go and do the next step. So yeah, so become a patron underneath either one of my podcasts. Go to the homepage at Podbean for my career or your personal life type discussions that I have, and check out those levels. You can cancel anytime. Go to my Nichel Anderson short stories. It's located on Spreaker. I will have the link available for you. It's located on patreon.com/Nichel Anderson. It only starts at $3. And you get stories every week. You get the visual aspect. You have access to the audio, and you get other goodies that I'm releasing. So, and you also, depending on your level, have access to the premium level on my other podcast, Surviving Your Journey to Success. So, you look at both of them, it's a win-win, depending on what your core interest falls under, right? So, if you follow me, and I seen some stats, and people was waiting for this short story as well as my Surviving Your Journey to Success. They was up early in the morning waiting for it. And so that shows me that they do enjoy it. They do like it. And now at this stage of the game, and I've been doing this for a while, is that let's take it to the next level. Support the productions that I'm doing. This is nothing compared to actually filming on set and putting that together in the stage play. But nonetheless, it does take time. It does take resource to set these podcasts up, to keep it going in a way that can give you those different mediums of expression that you can enjoy. And I love what I do. I love writing. I love creating. At the same time, as an independent producer, it does come to play to ask the followers if you're all in the sense of going to the next level. Thank you for following me. Thank you for spreading the news about this or that when I make announcements. Thank you for sharing it. Now let's go to the next platform and invest in a sense that you also get rewards back. You get kickbacks as well. Is to go ahead and become a patron. I have set it up on trusted sites, and you can cancel at any time. And you do as well, and enjoy these types of stories and content that I'm releasing, because we all know content is king. So you ask yourself, go back and look at all that I have done these past years, what I have produced as an independent producer, right? To put it all together by myself, by grabbing these teams to put it together. And some of them was challenging teams, but I did it. I did not give up. So now I'm asking you, don't give up on this. Don't brush it aside when I'm advertising or I'm saying something about it. Really listen to what I'm saying and consider it to the point that you're doing it, because my content, and you know it, is the content that you can come away with it and feel empowered about it. You learn something about it. That's the circle of life. But at the same time, to continue this, in a way that I could do it this way or do it that way and come up with some new, like a new angle to be able to get the finished product out there in a way that you can really connect to it on even a different level. Because I have a lot of ideas, but it takes time to do that because of the resources that might not be there at that particular time. So consider it to do it. But go back and look at my content and you can see for yourself of the quality and the commitment and a lot of information that I'm doing of inspirational projects that I have done either in one form or another. All right. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you, everybody that has been following me. So, in this day, I am thankful to the prime creator of all things, that I give thanks for this blessing and opportunity, that I will use it for the greater good. Welcome, my survivors of the journey, to this podcast that aims to inspire and motivate, that you continue to have joy, peace of mind, and to your success. All right, episode 7, the show topic is how to select a good prestige team. Let's get started. Welcome for this episode 7 for my podcast, Surviving Your Journey Towards Success. I'm Nichel Anderson. Thank you so much for tuning in for this podcast for this week. Let's go ahead and get started on the topic, how to select a good prestige team. This is a good topic because you need a straightforward way to think what are the core elements required to pick the right team, to select the right team. Okay, so in this particular episode, there are 5 elements I will talk about. So I'm making this a very straightforward, quick to the point show, so you can, get it, so you can get it and grab it and keep moving, right? Teams are important because without a good team, you will not succeed in your project goals. And this could be your personal life as well. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the 5 elements required to select for you to increase productivity and keep your peace of mind towards success in working with a team. The 5 elements highlight on areas that can give you a quick reference and blueprint for your success that assists in selection, which is key here. What to look for, how to look for it, and then implement a strategy that works for everyone on the team, and you will soar. Okay? We don't want to worry about the selection process, about this and that. Will I miss, certain elements or certain characteristics and I end up with a bad team? Because that can happen. But what I want you to focus on is what I'm teaching today, which is effective decision process to help you to really get to the core of what you need and how to identify those characteristics when you're dealing with different people. Some people don't want to really show some of the elements that can give you the impression they're not really the right one for the team until they get on the team, and then you have the drama. The selection process of decision making after discovering once again your team doesn't fit can come up. Try these 5 type elements that I will talk about to remedy that. This episode serves to assist those in the corporate world as well as your personal life, because we all have to master choosing those close enough people to help us excel in our objective. So point number 1, Selection process to a prestige team in the work environment heavily depends on the selecting of quality people with number one, I mentioned this in my book, Corporate America Surviving Your Journey, their attitude, and then the rest that I will talk about when I name the 5 elements. Why is this so? Without a good quality attitude, their personality would clash with the others on the team, resulting in conflict, tension, and all the other toxicity. Sometimes it can be one person that you bring on the team, and it seems to filter out into the rest of the team. If they're lazy or if they're not cooperative, they bring that energy matrix into the team that seems to attach themselves to other people of the team, and they get weary and backtrack and all of that as well. So the selection process is very critical in understanding their attitude. Now, if you just met the person, it will take a while for you to identify. So mainly you are looking at their ability and their skill set. So you will have to come up with some questions to be able to filter through, and they can show you their personality and their attitude. Some of them are really good in hiding that they're really not a good fit. But if you have known them before or have interacted with them briefly, that's your base, your main meter to determine if their personality fits. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the top 5. The first one, number 1, you need to know your work style and proficiency. For example, will you be the leader or coordinator to assist in completing tasks required for completion? That way you focus on the possible candidate that works well in the other open roles of the team. Don't select someone that has more of a leadership quality, because if they do, that can fall into being dominant in certain areas that they shouldn't really be in that mix. So you want to be able to make sure that you look at their core skill set that you need to fill that role. If not, they will be, again, clashes of personality, hence my previous mention about attitudes that will come into a play if their attitude already have patterns of being argumentative, starting up drama that really isn't needed. Number 2 element, communication. The communication meter, I love to highlight that in other topics that I talk about. This is important in this case about selecting your prestige team, especially in the workplace, especially, as well in the personal life, right? The communication, what that does, it gives the possible person that you're considering to bring on the team, that person communicates well, meaning they are clear in articulating their details, they follow up, etc. This is extremely important for a smooth journey once the project starts or once you decide to get into any type of relationship, meaning like a personal type relationship. It could be the person that you selected on a party that you're having at your house, or maybe it's the florist that you decide to use when you need to order flowers for a particular event. You see what I mean? So it doesn't have to be on the job, it can be in your personal life. That matters. Okay, number 3, team player. Does the possible person demonstrates to help others? If not, avoid. You are looking for someone that if another team member can pull their weight or need help with one of the other team members, will not hesitate to step in. That is proficiency in any scenario, either your work life or your personal life. Proficiency matters. That's how you get things done. If you heard my other podcast, I titled Get It, Get It Done, okay? It's proficiency. That's how you get things done. All right. Number 4, accountability. You want someone that would take responsibility. Those that tend to blame and make excuses from here to eternity, you don't want them on the team. You don't have time for that. So you're looking for someone that, oh, I'm so sorry. I meant to do this. I forgot to do this. Let me go ahead. Yeah, that was my fault. Let me fix that. That's what you want. Because at the end of the day, everybody makes mistakes, but it's how you admit that you made a mistake and you're willing to fix it. Okay? The ones that, oh, okay, yeah, okay, you saying that's my mistake? Well, so and so and so and so. So they get into that blame matrix. You don't have time for that. Okay. The last one, number 5, respectful. Although at the end of my top 5, it is still very important that intertwines with the rest of the 4 of the ones that I said are the key areas to selecting your prestige team that needs to be highlighted because it seals the deal. A respectful team member or a person that you allowed into your personal life space must adhere to the rules, the expectations, the boundaries, okay? Either within a project objective or again, someone in your personal space, okay? Your personal life, I should say. Talking to someone in a respectful way brings about a positive interchange, a positive work experience, a positive interaction with that person. So those are my top 5. So let's get to my bottom line of all of this. Number 1, you have to master to choose how to select possible team members that serves everyone. 2, use these 5 areas of characteristics to effectively select your team that fits like a glove. You want a prestige team at work as well in your personal interactions. Who to keep in your circle or to let go. So let's move now to your tasks to dusk to dawn. Number 1, you need to use 5 areas of focus to select the right team member for your project or in your personal life that requires working together, that brings mental peace and joy. So use these 5 areas that I mentioned going forward and you will see the difference. Over time, you get better. Number 2, that someone's attitude in a consistent manner presents their true personality on matters that assist in deciding to select or reject. So start observing more closer on the overall framework to their ability to deliver in this regard. 3, create your checklist that could be added to this main 5 required main element of focus that creates the foundation that delivers the result that you want, which is high productivity and a joyful experience. Create the things that you feel that, well, I think I also need to see about this, and I think I want to add this to my list, what I need. But the top 5 that I mentioned, it's gold. With that, you can have the right team and accomplish things and keep it moving. And that's what you want to do by enjoying the project. I've been there, and over time, I got better personally in selecting the right people by observing and keeping track of that, and to get feedback from the other people on the team of how joyful, how happy they were being a part of my project reconfirmed to me that I made the right decision. And that's what this is about. This is about perfecting your decision making. And that's what a leader is. You know, at the end of the day, you might not want the whole leader position and responsibility. Maybe you just want to be the coordinator and assist, or maybe you want to be in this role. But at the end of the day, we all have to have those types of decision making and strategies to use to show the leader within. Okay? So that's pretty much the end of this top 5 for you to perfect your ability of how to choose your prestige team. It plays into so many areas of your life that will bring you joy, mental peace, and of course, your success. Thank you for joining me here in episode 7. And don't forget to subscribe to my podcast and share as well. My podcast homepage is Nichel Anderson, the number 7.podbean.com. So that's N as in Nicholas, Ichel, Anderson, the number 7.podbean.com. Also, my show is on iTunes. You can download it straight from the iTunes page. Also, you can go to my homepage on Podbean, connect and download iTunes from there as well. Follow me on social media. My official Twitter account is twitter.com/Nichel Anderson. Facebook, So that's facebook.com/Nichel Anderson fan page. And also visit my official website, which is nichelanderson.com. That's where you can learn more about the things that I do, my courses that I have, and as well as webinars at times that I do. And also you can find out any new updates of projects that I aim to create and produce. But mainly you can find out more information about my courses that I have, my classes, and sometimes future webinars that I do for free. This show notes will be provided for you that will list any information to read up on when you are able to do so, and any website links if mentioned in this broadcast. You can as well purchase my Corporate America Surviving Your Journey Choice Success book on Amazon, as well as my other book, Mitzrayim, a memoir. It is also available on Amazon.com, as well as any other book retailer that you prefer. All right, just to recap, some information on my podcast show, Surviving Your Journey, Choice Success. Regular new broadcasts are Mondays by 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Guest interviews are pre-announced as soon as confirmed. Now, if you want to be a guest speaker on my show that listeners can gain insight, be motivated, and encouraged about your message or product or service that you have that can benefit others, please complete a guest speaker application form. You can locate that on my Podbean homepage that houses my audio podcast. Okay, so that's nichelanderson7.podbean.com. Also, if you go to my official website, nichelanderson.com, and click on podcast, you will see at the top menu to the right, if you own a PC, if you're on a PC or a Mac. If you're on a mobile phone, then of course you have to kind of maneuver a different way to see that menu, but you will see podcast show, and then that way you can see that link that will take you to complete the guest speaker application form. And I do get that and look that over. To get a response back that you are approved can take around about 48 to 72 hours, maybe longer depending on when you have submitted it, like on the weekend. Now, if you have any questions to answer during my podcast, you can send it to info@nichelanderson.com, or you can direct message me on Twitter or Facebook. Now, I'm also on Skype. Okay, so my Skype ID is nichel.anderson. Okay, so this concludes my podcast show today. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Please follow me on my social media and subscribe for future podcast airings of my show. My Twitter account is twitter.com/Nichel Anderson. Again, facebook.com/Nichel Anderson fan page. And also you can visit my official website, nichelanderson.com. There are also premium podcasts priced and provided conveniently online for easy access on Nichel Anderson 7 podbean.com, where it houses all of my podcast episodes. You can find that option for premium podcast where you will have access to get more of my content instead of the free episodes that I roll out weekly. And also I am planning on releasing short stories. I used to do that as well when I had that opportunity at sweet101.com as the columnist for the Harlem Renaissance. In between my research and my articles, I started like short stories, and people seem to enjoy those stories. And also that can tie into my other creative projects that I have going on as well, besides my courses that I have on my website, which is Dawn of New Day and Mole. So I am planning to do short stories from those types of productions and even new ones as well. And so I will basically have that type of content specifically for the premium paid podcast. Okay. So I plan on to have specifically for that type of literary creative side of me content available in the premium paid podcast Okay. So please visit the show notes as well for each of my podcasts. It is located on the homepage. So, concluding my podcast today, I would like to leave you with my message for you. Be you that strengthens and inspires your ability to be strong in your journey endeavor. It's a good thing towards your mental peace and joy, always to your success.